again, I use this printmaking technique where each piece is printed onto paper. So the piece is very delicate, actually. It's not on canvas. It's a combination of this monotype process that, again, this was painted on plexiglass, and then, you know, it's printed, so it's actually the reverse of the way it was conceived. Interestingly, Picasso's version of it, he didn't paint it backwards so that it would actually match the configuration of the figures. So his is actually flipped. So that's one of those things that printmakers are very aware of, and that, you know, if you want something to face a certain way or appear a certain way, you would do it in reverse so that it works. Yeah, this was sort of like a self-portrait. I was kind of referencing myself in the mirror. But again, it's, you know, you apply the ink with a brayer onto the plastic surface, and then you can use all kinds of materials, including, you know, combs, whatever resource you can. But you can also use traditional brushes. And I love it because it records like every stroke of, you know, like a brush mark, or again, like every almost like x-ray detail of a leaf. And so if you look closely at this piece, you'll see all those, you know, miniature little textures and variables that I probably would never do if I were just creating them as a painter. And again, I feel like nature is so perfect that, you know, and this was a piece about human nature and so forth. So I thought that that was rather suiting to use nature in these printmaking processes. And along with the painting, there is also some acrylic components. So those are created on paper, and those where you get a little bit more of these like more intense jewel tone kind of colors, which is more in keeping with, you know, the way I might create paintings where there's a very rich kind of like jewel tone palette. And then monotype's a little different because you can't get the same intensity because it's printed on white paper. So therefore I interjected some beautiful passages of using acrylic collage as well. That's to create like a little difference in texture and little bits of color. And although the actual Manet painting is obviously a pastoral scene with trees and, you know, water and a bather in the background, mine's a little more convoluted and abstract because I have an interest in working, you know, kind of like abstraction into the figure, so that there's sort of like this interweaving between the figure's physical presence and the way that they almost like dissolve into sort of like an abstraction. It's sort of like when feelings are internalized and, you know, you can only experience them, and, you know, even if you try to explain how you're feeling, it's always within you. So I kind of find this interesting of like kind of like meshing figures into, you know, something that they're almost like trying to escape or being protected by, but yet it's always kind of evolving and around